When you talk about this roster as it is right now, and you talk about winning now, Bryce Harper is going to be here for a long time. Trey Turner is going to be here for a long time. You're going to have to save money at some point down the line with the roster that you have right now. Now, I know we talked about a change in ownership. Maybe they did that to, fish a wish. Okay, I'm not predicting anything is going to happen. But what I am going to say is that maybe, just maybe, you have this team in place right now and this ownership in place right now to try to make a run at a guy like Juan Soto, trading for him, keeping him here on a long-term deal. That would be insane. Then it would be even more insane to think about making a run at Shohei Ohtani. Bunch of things out there that are just crazy to think about, but things to think about nonetheless. When you think about a guy like Paul Goldschmidt coming here and you think about trade pieces, I know it's somebody's number one acquisition to make. Paul, you want to win? Get Paul Goldschmidt. Phillies are going to test out Bryce Harper, as we know, coming back from the All-Star break tomorrow afternoon. We'll find out whether or not Bryce Harper will officially be at first base or not, whether or not Kyle Schwarber will be a designated hitter, whether or not Christian Pache will be your left fielder, whether or not Brandon Marsh will be your left fielder. Whatever the case may be, we'll find it all out tomorrow when the Phillies get back in action. But here's what I do find interesting. If you do trade for Paul Goldschmidt, I do think that there is going to be a hefty price. I know there's conflicting reports out there, but the Cardinals right now, if they are going to finish in last place in the NL Central for the first time ever, then they're going to be looking to make sure that their future is well intact. They're going to be looking for talent at the minor league level, and the Phillies do not have a boatload of talent at that minor league level. And as I said, as time goes on and you're paying these big contracts, you're going to need to make sure that you're having guys that are in a similar Juan Soto level, where they're going to be trying to avoid arbitration. They're going to be taking a low price to play that position, or you're going to have control of them for the next 6 to 8 years before you really make something happen, barring a Scott Kingery type of contract where they're not going to be making a lot of money. So for me, that's what the Phillies have to be focused on right now. I think their lineup is stacked. I think defensively speaking, guys like Nick Castellanos have really come along. Alec Boehm has really come along defensively. I don't think we talked enough about how good Bryson Stott can play the second base position and also be there to play shortstop in a pinch. So I think that's all great. It's going to be a struggle, I think, defensively at first base. We can easily acknowledge that. But as time goes on, you're going to need to make sure that when Bryson Stott starts making money and Alec Boehm starts making money and you still have Trey Turner and Bryce Harper on the book and you still got to add starting pitching to this lineup, you got to make sure to this roster, you got to make sure that you have that money evenly distributed and that the guys that are going to be coming up from the minors, they're going to be your saving grace in all of this because they're not going to be making top dollar. And then let's just say, for the sake of argument, that at the second half of the season, oh my goodness gracious, Aaron Nola looks like that guy that we've seen compete for Cy Young Awards in his career. Where did this come from? What's his contract going to look like at the end of the year? If the Phillies do attempt to bring him back, which I'm sure they will.